Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in my lab. Where I do what I do for you. I'm gonna wrap up this lesson about who is God for you. So let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. Message story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking, mission, and that's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers live life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that's what I'm on, is to get all you right thinkers to know thyself. I'm gonna give you all the information you need to make that possible for yourself. All you gotta do is tune in and put the work in to know thyself. That's the goal. My mission is to get you there. Your goal should be to get there. So let's work together. Let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not is foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. You appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I could awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers. Know thyself. Add to my yacht. Be true. I'm going to wrap up with the realm of light. Right thinkers, let's talk about the realm of light. But before I start that, I got to wrap up Netaru with this example of explanation of the Netaru for you also. Netaru, the Supreme Being, through Amen Ra Pata, first created Shu, air, and Tefnut, the principle of humidity, moist air. Next, Shu and Tefnut united to beget Geb, which is earth, and Nut, which is the sky. Nut arched her back over Geb, and they begot, here we go, now when the spirit comes into man, what we just got was the elements. Now we got the spirit that comes into the physical body in the form of Asar, Aset, Set, and Nephat. Those are the four children, the offspring from Geb and Nut. It's five if you count Haru, the senior, but somebody made the different story. So right now we're just dealing with the four. All right, and they are Asar, Aset, Set, Nephat. Now the other gods' principles, the other god principles, that's what they are. Principles are what produced thereafter from this group. All male gods are aspect or particular manifestation of the Supreme Being in the male perspective. All female goddesses are manifestations of the Supreme Being in the female aspect. Male cannot exist without female and vice versa. So all that being submissive, all that, stop that nonsense. That's a man-made nonsense. We are equal. Thus, watch this. Now this female and male complementary principle, that's what it is, which underlies creation, is the basis of all yoga philosophies, including right thinking philosophy. But this is important. Wrapping it up. Most important to the process of this yoga philosophy are what? The God principles of Sa, S-A-A, and Hu, H-U. Again, these are the God principles, and where are they? Within us. That control what? the sense and the intuitive understanding faculty. Remember, aspect of your personality, your character. And Sa, spelled S-A-A, represents what? Divine intelligence, having knowledge of God. That's your thought faculty. You have to have that in place. It gives you the divine understanding of God. And then you got Hugh. Again, another part of your characteristic. Watch this. He represents what? Divine food upon which gods live and feed off of. What the hell are we feeding the gods? Good question. Guess what that is? Righteousness, virtue, truth, justice, order, peace. Sound familiar? Yeah. All Maya philosophical concepts that you can learn to master and manifest for yourself, to have gained self-mastery. These are aspects of your character. When you understand that, you incorporate them and you use them to your benefit. That's that lesson about gods. I'm not done yet. Now we're going to talk about the realm of light. God represents the light. But we know that God came out of the darkness. Why? It was in the noon. He said, let there be light. Moving on. Now, in the pre-dynastic times, what you mean pre-dynastic? Before 5,500 BCE. Pre-dynastic, okay? Egyptian doctrine held that there is what? A realm of light, which is beyond our physical universe, where food, clothing, and our bodies are of light, and further that we will what? Exist for all eternity as beings of light, along with other beings of light. Sound familiar? The concept of going be with others, yeah, we're going to see on the other side. That's the concept. But they forget to tell you, you have to become enlightened. That's the caveat, to be a being, a light being, okay, being of light. This realm, what's this, of light may be likened to what? To today's modern esoteric notion of what? Astral plane. We have the physical where we are. The next level up is the astral plane, where we go into the dream state. That's your astral plane. When the body dies and the spirit leaves the body, it has a choice to either go back to the maker or reincarnate. That's the concept. And that's considered the casual plane. But you got the astral plane, or the even subtler, the casual plane of existence. The physical realm, Earth, is a reflection or shadow of this astral reality. Okay, it's all mental, but we're in the physical form. We can actually experience it in the flesh. Hence, God trying out His creation. The creation still Him, is of Him. Now, this here page, I got 2 pages of information. I'm going to wrap it up. This first page is going to be about the light. Okay, see there where it says there's 3 levels. You got the pet, the doo-wop, and the casual. Okay, but these are 3 different forms of light. You see the top it says netter, netteru, the dot. That's the netter. The netteru are the rays. Okay, so understand that. Let me see if I can break that down for you right quick and get to the other page. This is another page. I like this page here because it shows you at the bottom. You see the dot right there? That's Shiva dancing. And break that down. That's the Indian concept. And then you're going to deal with our Egyptian concept. You see that right there? That serpent, that represents Apophis. He's the evil one. He's the one that wants to stop Ra. Ra's the one sitting in the chair. Okay? You know who won the fight right there? Off Apophis? That's you. That's Set. That's the ego self. And it don't give in. It will fight to the end. But its job is to protect Ra. Okay? So let's get into this information right here. This is going to be fun. I like this. So now, during the dynastic times, the doctrine of the realm of the light and of what? A single God of whom creation is composed survived in the earliest religious text. It was always one God. in the chapter of the 64th page of the Egyptian book of coming forth by day, what? God is referred to as, watch this, the one who sees by his own light and attuned in the western horizon, which is they call the death, and Haru, which is in the east, life. See, no matter how you slice this pie, once you're dealing with duality, you're going to have two opposites representing the same thing. If you got the west going down, you got the east coming up. So, hence, watch this. They call him the Lord of what? Two faces. Okay, facing east and west. Who is what? Really, in reality, only one. And very much, watch this, similar, this is the same concept that the who? The Tao and the singulatory, which is composed of what? Two opposites again, but complementary forces, hence the yin and yang. The main observable difference between the pre-dynastic and the post-dynastic philosophy is what? Of Egypt is that what? There were fewer deities in the pre-dynastic time. Like other religious philosophy, there we go, that developed later, this period did not include a complex system of gods, cosmogony, or rituals. In this respect, Egypt, watch this, pre-dynastic philosophy is the most similar to the simpler forms of Buddhism and the Taoism, which do not incorporate the idea of deities. The individual who purifies, watch this, the individual who purifies him or herself through what? The teaching. I keep telling you, learning, studying. Why? Because we're teaching. As a teacher, this is what I do. I'm teaching. And you learn through the teachings and consider what? You will be considered to be the only deity, meaning one with God. Excuse me. What was that? And that everybody knew the one God had complementary opposites to make the one. And when your physical, when your heart, mind, conscious, connects with your conscious, meaning your earthly conscious, and your spiritual conscious, which is the heart, when they come together as one, you become one with God. That's the concept. I'm trying to get that point across to you, so I'm trying to throw the tidbits out there for you. Now let's deal with the Neteru, which is the virtue, which is the dot. No circle this time. This is just dealing with the rays of light. Just before the beginning of the first dynasty in circa 5000 BCE, the followers of Egyptian philosophy began to represent the divine forces of God, how? Which operate through nature again in zoomorphic forms at the beginning, the first dynasty, and afterwards until what? The end of Egyptian civilization as we know it, circa 600 ACE, when the last temple of Isis was shut down, so all Egyptian views and concepts was done. The followers of Egyptian religion, which had what? Used gods from the pre-dynastic times, they represented as animals. The spirit is represented by the falcon, the hawk, the fastest bird in the air, the most dangerous thing on land, sea, and air. So they use his qualities and his skill, keen eyesight, the ability to fly fast, the ability to go in the water and get whatever he wants. So you can't hide from him. That's what the spirit represents. They use that animal to represent the spirit. In every zoomorphic concept, you use that animal's gifts that was given to by God, and man uses it and harness it for himself to use to better himself, to master oneself. And when you represent what you represented as animals, and what happened? You developed and you incorporated new myths using the anthropomorphic forms. Now, one of the most popular doctrines was that of who? Asar, Aset, and Haru. Why? Because it really lays out your life. Every aspect of your life is in that story. That's why it was the one that caught on. That's why it's the one that still survived. Why? Everybody use it. Watch this. So these gods, which were what? Which were mentioned in the pre-dynastic time, however, this was the start of creation. And additional myths, which were what? Added to them. Again, I understand that. Such as the Osirian resurrection. It resulted in what? An increased popularity and gave the local priests the opportunity to add to the teachings handed down previously and to cope with the new political and social changes throughout Egypt at that time. I took this concept, I'm taking it and bringing it to modern society right now and working it into society, and it's working. So I understand that concept too. So let's go along. Next one is, in some respects, however, the changes represented a what? Downfall from the original teachings. For example, I always say, it started out good. And when man put his hand on it, it ain't going to stay good. So watch this. For example, the realm of light, mentioned above, came to be known what? By some of the land of Asar, the west, which where after death the souls will go to work in the fields for Asar for all eternity. Watch this. This distasteful concept prospect caused some, watch this, some to fashion dolls. They call them shaptis. When they made the doll, they represented the work in the afterlife and eternity. That's why they brought the little doll with them and set them up. So that was the concept. But watch this. Now, whose spirits would do the work for them. That was the concept. Some of these new doctrines and erroneous practices, here's where the corruption comes in. When you have erroneous practices, that means you don't went up the reservation, you don't put your spin on it, and that's what we got religions today. And these erroneous practices, there's no doubt it created what? New opportunities for, you ready? For unscrupulous who? Priests and others with some degree of spiritual knowledge. Meaning, they call them charlatans back there. They call them travel salesmen, snake oil salesmen, quick talking, fast, slick guys, always trying to con you, The best way to stop a con man, don't pay no attention to the conversation. Move on. Let him get another sucker. Don't be the one. They call victims. A victim is somebody in circumstance or situation that they didn't cause. They just didn't know no better. Hence, victim of what? Circumstance. Be smarter than that. Understand how to avoid those circumstances. That's street vernacular. Last one is, watch this. Now, in fact, written evidence, watch this. Written evidence shows that over the last 5,000 years, that's a long time, of Egyptian history. And that's just a little piece of a snippet of the history, okay? That's the decline. It's a 5,000 year decline. Hell, we ain't got 2,000 years and we declining. We ain't got going the other way yet. Sorry about that. But 5,000 years of Egyptian history, I know I could get one every now and then. Okay, I'm almost done. But the amount of what? Spiritual leaders, here we go, priests and priestesses who governed the country was what? Was reduced as military and political leaders assume command. When you got a priest and a politician, oh, that's not going to be good. So that's not a good mixture for one person with them three hats. No, never good. So watch this. Now, it must be understood that in the early times, Egypt was managed, watch this, by spiritual leaders who were instructed in the temples, universities, thus obtaining knowledge and balance of what? Spiritual and intellectual and physical maturity, meaning they went through the rigors to learn the perfecting to be. If you were going to be a judge back then, you had to go to school to Mayat. Okay? Your integrity had to be right. Your virtue had to be on point. These are things that put you in a position to govern others. If you ain't right, you can't be in a position to judge or govern nobody else. That was the concept of ancient times. But watch this, let me wrap it up. Now, the political and military leaders, what happened? They lacked such spiritual balance. Again, this coupled with the changing character and the composition of what the Egyptian society, which now occurred as a result of what intermingling, invasions with other societies, and the Assyrian invasions, or excuse me, the Asian again. There we go. They start intermingling a little bit. Everybody, well, the people came and started taking them over, and the mixture with the Asian invasions created what? A situation. They became victims of a circumstance or situation which what? Which is gradually decline in the mental and the spiritual health of the masses and the lay government officials. Again, they went awry. Right now, we got a well-known crooked guy trying to run the country. And he said, I can run the country from the jail cell. I'm moving on. This is what happens when you're in decline of government and officials and politics. You get this kind of nonsense. Moving on. But again, however, the mystical implications of the principles of the Osirian resurrection, which we follow, right thinkers, and the mythology that surrounding the various gods of the Egyptian pantheon are still what? In accord with the pre-dynastic teachings. You keep it authentic, keep it the way it started. Add no, but dismiss, no, you can't do that. So I heard them say the Bible, I mean the Torah ain't been tampered with, the books, holy books, whatever. I get that, but the teachings is there. Keep it the way. I didn't change none of the philosophies. Okay, I still follow the same philosophy. I just tweaked it a little bit. Okay, put my touch on it, so to speak. But now let's wrap it up with, you see here, you see Shiva dancing, circle of fire. I'll break that down for you. I'll break this Ra and Set. You see he went down there with Set. Normally when he go to the doo-wop, he bring everybody. Okay, why? He gonna need all hands on deck, so to speak. In the daytime, he only take with him Mayat and Tahuti. Why? There's no problem going on, but he's getting to the west. Yo, fellas, I use the phrase, if you hear any noise, it's me and the boys. Why? We about to go into the doo-wop and do work with our prophets. Okay? That's my personal concept. All right, let me get this lesson over. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. This is a quick lesson on the breakdown of Shiva, Nataraja, the Lord of the Dance. He's the Indian god Shiva, and seen here dancing the cosmic dance, which what sustains creation. That's their idea of the movement. Now, in his hair are a new moon and a skull. This signifies what? Life and death occurring when at the same moment. When you see this here, each sign of infinity, you got life going there, going in dead, life coming out. That's how it's done. Now, always what? Becoming creation is a continuous process, not something that happened, that done long ago. In one hand, he holds what? A drum. The drum of time beats on its sounds what? And it keeps out the knowledge of eternity, human ignorance about the cosmic reality. And in another hand, he holds a flame. The flame burns away what? The veil of time and space and brings back the knowledge of eternity. The Uranus does that from different aspects. They spin on it. We're going to get to ours. We did that already. But you watch this. Now you got Shiva dances on the body of dwarf demon. Okay, that you see him stepping on him. Okay, and the demon represents evil. Okay, this signifies his constant victory over the dwarf demon, aka your ego. Evil, which what? Which allows the establishment of cosmic order, we call it Maya, over chaos. Same concept, same philosophy. Watch this. But now the halo surrounding him is what? A symbol of creation, destruction, and rebirth. Again, it's the same cycle of life. Now, let's talk about Ra and Set. And to see them two by themselves is an anomaly, but that's not how it usually is. Let me break it down for you right quick. Good story. Now, Ra, the god Ra on his barge, that's creation, signifies time. We knew that the earth was water, 75% water. Only way to get around is the boat. We are the creators of that. Okay? The means of transportation, from us. So yeah, we ventured around here for anybody else. Okay. Now, the God ride on his bars. Watch this. Creation is sustained by what? The journey of Ra and his man jet. That's the bars you see. Now, this ain't the same one, but it's the man jet bars where Ra possesses. You got two bars. Okay. One little boat, one big boat. Little boat, you don't need but, like I said, in the daytime, he's a little boat. He got his mind, which is thought, Chahudi, and he got Mayat. He got order. So he travels with that wherever he goes. But the bark in the morning, and he has a bark for the evening. Yep. The little one for the daytime, like I said, just him. But in the evening, when you see Ra is seen often, what's this? Traveling with the other major deities in his bark. Thought, Hadu, and Maya, etc. That's when he going to the underworld. He gonna need all his faculties, so to speak. Okay. Now, in order to sustain creation, Ra journeys across the heaven cosmos, but must continually to do what? Here you go. Even Ra has to do something. He must continually defeat the serpent Apophis. Now, Apophis represents evil in order to do so. But Apophis is the serpent. He's big enough to wrap around the world 3 times. You ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh? And they had this, that was Apophis, the big serpent. I forgot, a snipe, I think, or the sky, whatever. But yeah, the big serpent, he can wrap around the earth 3 times. But he's a big bad man. And we got a meteorite that's coming to earth. They called it Apophis. Another thing, I just laugh at that, but my idea of that is, y'all know what y'all saying? Apophis tried to stop God, tried to stop the sun. So a meteorite gonna knock us out. A meteorite took the dinosaurs out. So there's another concept, but they used the name Apophis. I wonder if they knew what that really means. But Apophis means evil. Apophis means nothing's happening. He don't want Ra to shine. His whole goal is to stop Ra. Ra can't be stopped, and Apophis can't be defeated. Night, dark is a constant battle. So that's the whole concept. And guess what? This battle goes on inside every human being to do what's right or to do what they want. Apophis does what he wants. Haru in you does what's right. That's the concept. So let me wrap this up again. Oh Lord. Apophis attempts to what? Destroy Ra, aka creation. Each night, Ra comes into the doo-wop in the underworld. Oh, it's on. So watch this. And therefore, the battle against evil, aka chaos, is a continuous one. And since, watch this, neither one can be destroyed, chaos and order are integral components of creation. You can't have just, if it was just Apophis without Ra, wouldn't have it. Just having Ra and Apophis won't work. So they got to go together and they're going to constantly clash. What's this? These are the components of creation. Why? Because creation cannot exist without what? Dun, 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 dun. My girl, my God. Duality. There have to be equal opposites for it to exist. They are complementary opposites. Again, I'm wrapping it up. The dissolution of either will mean the dissolution of creation. We could not exist without equal. We cannot exist without duality. Thus signifies what? The ongoing battle within what? You ready? Every human being. And the challenge is to maintain your dynamic balance between good and evil, aka Maya. You see, your ego will fight off the real evil person, okay, if you put him in position. That's the whole idea. The dog that's in the fight, that's your ego. It ain't the size of the fight of the dog, it's the size of the fight. It ain't the dog size of the fight, it's the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight that's in the dog. Your ego is your dog. How big is your dog? That's what you got to find out. Is it good enough to make you do the right thing or continue down that path of reincarnation, meaning ignorant of your higher self? That's the lesson, right, thinkers? Hope you enjoy it. That's God. God represents principles and concepts. He's not in the physical form. That's us then. Hello. So, right, thinkers, in closing, may you all live to be 100. Me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you passed away. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Got some more for you.